What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the DD2 Friday Invitational. I'm here with none other than one of the last remaining OG members of the Casters Guild, the legendary Argick. What's going on, Argick?
Where's Arg? I need to see him. Where is he?
Gotta be around here somewhere, huh? Nope,
Yeah,
that's somebody else. I was looking for you. Oh.
But no, hello, Juice Bag Stream. Hello, everybody.
Anyway, gonna have a little DD2 fun today.
OG member. I feel old now.
I tell you what, man, I was really hoping for some more in-depth teasers here today.
I want updates. Updates would be nice.
Oh, the tease is real. Elandrian's here to give us all the good news. Go ahead, Elandrian. More bean spilling is encouraged.
in before Elandrian comes out with the picture of 2 tasers, because, you know.
Well, this is true. That would be something.
In-depth tasers.
That would be something very Elandrian-like. All right, so you ready to hop on in and start doing some defending here?
Yeah, why not? I'm trying to see if you can see my bullets. I don't know how bad the stream delay is, though. Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. There you are. See, I was looking inside. I should have known. I should have known.
Yeah, why would I be in a normal position?
This is true. What about some sort of additional game mode that releases before some sort of larger end-game goal mode?
All this preparation. Is this going to be a feast? Like, are we just going to gorge ourselves on DD2 at the end of this? I would love that. Yes, please.
I think that'd be a fine idea. Absolutely.
Elandrian Jenkins Jr., you watch your mouth. I'm sorry, but I believe if I remember correctly, I believe it's Mel Gibson, the Elandrian man is his name. I'll have you know.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. The Mel Gibson. Oh yeah.
Oh,
the Elandrian man with the snake lady. Gotta have the snake lady.
El Gibson. he's now, what's that, Spanish? He is El Gibson. Ooh, we got this one.
So you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to go half and half here?
Yeah, why not?
Which half do you prefer?
Can I take top half? You take bottom.
Sure.
So I'll take up here. You take down there.
Please mark this as matured content. It's rated E for everyone. Even Disco Lalta is welcome.
Disco Lalta, Isom mixtape. Make it happen. Isom's not getting away with that. He owes us a mixtape.
This is true. He's been very elusive with his revealing of the mixtape.
Argick prefers being on top. Can confirm, I do prefer being on top.
Let's see. I'm just gonna kind of meta build it down here on this end, and I'll.
What did you guys think that weird post on the social media was? I'd like to believe that it's the ancient runes on the sword of a barbarian, and he's glowing and getting his mystical powers ready to come and shatter everybody.
That would be pretty cool. No doubt about it.
I mean, I'm more of a man versus machine kind of guy, because that concept sounds absolutely glorious, but I do know how many people want barbarians.
That's who I'm really looking forward to. Is that
I'm willing to compromise.
The Man and Machine is going to be awesome. No doubt about it.
You thought Omni was the only leprechaun. I'm from the other Irish country.
Oh, Omni's from Scotland. He just he likes to do his fake Irish accent. I'm originally from Northern Ireland, and he makes fun of me after I talk to, you know, I'll get off the phone with my mom, and all of a sudden my accent is completely changed after talking to my mom for half an hour.
As you do, as you do. No, generally for me, it's a running gag I like to make when people come into my stream and say, "Oh, are you from Ireland?" It's like, no, the other Irish country. And it takes them a while to realize what I meant.
Right.
But when they get it, it's all good. Okay, what do? What we got left? I don't really have a lot. Been a weapons man, but I can't. Flame what as it is.
Sidewalk says he's gonna watch that that little Twitter teaser GIF for 5 hours straight to catch the subliminal message.
I was always say, isn't that subliminal messaging at that point? What was it? I'm trying to remember. What was the thing? Was it The Simpsons Even Espionage or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Like it's something like that. It's the other Irish country, Northern Ireland. God damn it.
Terrible.
The third Irish country then.
Malta's just terrible. Yeah. Ooh, we got some Earth Shatter going. Very, very nice.
Yes, I do love my Earth Shatter, commonly referred to as the Boing Boing build.
They are just mean.
Earth Shatters? They are very mean, and then you combine them with the Sky Guards, and they're just fun.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we should be alright. Keyword there being shit.
This match, this map has got all the sketchy ledges. For some reason, I always end up in the drink at some point.
I'm not going to say anything because I'm trying to keep good karma for leaderboards because I always either die or forget to build 13 towers. Who knew counting to 13 was hard?
Oh yeah, I'm about due to try some more leaderboard attempts too. I kind of want to try to get my name on the board on the PlayStation and Xbox as well, which, you know, of course that would take a ridiculous amount of time. However, would be fun.
Oh, I'll stick with the PC. I've still got the other Chaos levels to go through. I've got my name on Chaos 2 and Chaos 3 at the moment.
Oh, nice.
Simply because Sidewalk lied to me and went, you should start with Chaos 7, it's easiest.
Nah. He's like that.
Why I believed him, I don't know.
Chaos 7, it's really all about the practice, you know? I mean, it takes...
Oh yeah, no, definitely, definitely. I mean, playing the leaderboards is a completely different game to playing standard DD2, and I like that. Like, that's what I enjoy about it. You go in, yeah, you're overpowered, but it doesn't matter, because if you can't build fast enough or properly enough, you ain't gonna win.
Oh yeah. Well, it requires a thought process too, where, you know, Chaos 7 is a lot more instinct and reflexes, and the lower Chaos tiers, you really do have to think about it. You know, less than 13 towers and you're just not going to place, you know.
Yeah.
I did so many matches where I only brought 12, let me tell you.
Oh, I'm the same. Like, I'm going through my mind, and then eventually I go stuff this and go run the map, counting, realizing, damn it, I missed one.
Oh yeah. So alright, I've got a set of kind of go-to questions I like to ask my guests every week. I didn't prepare poor Argick for them.
Oh, dang it.
They're all some of them are easier than others. But the first one being, what is your go-to hero deck right now? So when you
Apprentice. All right. Just for anything, or just like leaderboards, or actual general chaos?
Just general play. Like when you go in just looking for defender medals or loot or whatever the case is, who's the 4 in your deck that you always bring?
Apprentice, Monk, EV2, and either Monk, Apprentice, EV2, and probably Squire.
Very nice. I do a similar deck. I've actually replaced out, you know, I know it doesn't do those Earth Shatters any justice, but I actually replaced the Apprentice out of my go-to deck and brought in the Mystic. Just the snakes, you know, just love the snakes.
Yeah. Now, for me, the Apprentice, I still love him for his flamethrowers. Like, flamethrowers to me are still my favorite tower in the game, but it got to the point where in some of the higher tiers, especially with the lower DU counts, that I was placing the anti-air to handle the kobolds and whatnot, and they weren't doing enough for the DU that they were taking up. So I thought, what can I do? And just obviously I got the Earth Shatter Shard, so it knocks up guaranteed 100% of the time, and it's nuts. So he gets a permanent spot. Obviously, Squire's there just for his walls. I could technically replace him with the Apprentice walls if I wanted to, but there's just something about sticking with the walls you've always used. And then the other characters are there for, well, Monk's there for his anti-air and his claymores, and Evie, she's there for Weapon Man, but also just, who doesn't like flying around with a robot who decides to skip leg day on occasion?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I apologize for the noise there, everyone, as norm for what seems like the norm for this Friday stream. About 5 minutes before the stream starts, the train decides to start rolling. And as soon as it gets a little cooler out here, it won't be as much of an issue. But right now, I've got all the windows and doors open. Oh wow! I just found a really good helmet. Every substat over 4,700, and over 7,000, over 7,100 armor. That
I feel I feel I've used up all my luck on the very first map I did. I got about 8 legendaries, and the maps I've done since I've had nothing.
It is indeed, Lalta, the midnight train to Georgia. Now there's like a substation or whatever down the road a little ways from my house that does like the train car switching or whatever they do, and of course that requires lots of back and forth. Some of the normal stream viewers all say that it's that the conductor is a big fan of the stream and just wants to come by and say hi, but
hey, that's a legit reason.
we will never know. If we added a new game mode to DD2 and it wasn't one from the past, what do you think it would be? Elandrian asks.
Well, there goes the idea of it being assault mode, so that shatters my dreams.
Yeah. Well, like a boss rush is out of the question. The survival mode.
What, 2 bosses? Well, I mean, come on. Like, yeah, I know exactly what they're getting on at. He's not being very subtle here. It's a 100-man battle royal, isn't it?
Oh my god. Please say no. Player unknown DD. What do you even call that? Player unknown DD2.
Well, just battle royale.
Yeah, it seems like the go-to name these days. Lalta says 101-man battle royale. Well, you'd have to go. You know, if you're gonna do it, you'd have to go 101 just to, you know, to one up everybody. That would, as far as guessing a game mode, it would be really difficult for me to guess. I can say what I hope it's not, and I really hope it's not some form of PvP. I know, you know, there's mixed emotions on that in the Dungeon Defenders community, but I mean, I really love the game for, you know, for the action tower defense and strategic aspects of it.
I like the game for its tower defense and the, as you said, the action RPG stuff, but I still want there to be some form of competitiveness to the game. Like, leaderboards are a great example of this, and I love the leaderboard idea. Right now, it's a very early iteration. There are some problems with it, but it's given me a reason to play the game. So, like, if they can improve on that, hell yeah.
Oh, definitely.
But in terms of what game modes could it be, and it's not something that they've done, like right now, I don't really know what comes to mind. Tower defense games are fairly limited in that regard. So unless they're going something, like, they're not going to be using any of the what is it, mutators that they used last time. So what could it be? Some kind of race mode. Yeah. EV2 plus boots plus actually no, it would be Abyss Lord plus the shard plus the fountain speed shard plus, oh god, he'd go so fast.
You'd have to keep the Lavamancer above ground. There'd have to be, it would have to be on some sort of concrete racetrack that doesn't allow tunneling, or the Lava Mancer would be right in there.
Dungeon cart fenders. Is that what you call it when something gets knocked off the map? It's a cart fender.
Cart fender, oh yeah.
Ooh, is that a good helmet? Ooh, baby.
Did you find some shinies there, did you?
I find some shinies. I got myself an upgrade. Hell yeah.
Very nice.
I will take that and I will stick it on his noggin.
Sadly, Lalta, I think the only way I could probably get my wife to play DD2 with me is if there was some sort of bumper boat racing event. She would be all about it then. She is all about the water-based racing games. So if you know, if Bumper Boat Defenders comes to the game, oh yeah, she'd be all over it.
Broom bloom. Enduring slam. The only downside about doing Chaos 7 is you get shards you've already got.
Right. Well, it really seems like the kind of the breadwinner go-to shards that you really want are Deadly Strikes and Defense Rate.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the match overview. I am Juiceback. I have 2012 Ascension and I'm 184.
I just hit 2K this double XP weekend that just passed. I couldn't resist it. The last two double XP weekends that hit, I ended up spending most of it on the Xbox and PlayStation. And it's like, you know, I'm so close to 2K, I've got to just go for it and get over the hump, you know.
I wish I could get over that hump, but I was quite happy. I got my achievement. I got into Chaos 7, finished the Chaos 7, well, rather, finished my first Chaos 7 map at level 97 Ascension, so, yeah.
That's pretty darn good.
I did it sub 100. I did it sub 100. That made me happy.
Yeah, that's what I was shooting for on the Xbox, but I failed at it. I ended up, I was like 120 before I got it, but sub 100, that's huge.
Candy Crush crossover, please no.
A Stardew Valley crossover. The funny thing about that is I think it would probably be insanely popular.
Stardew crossover, Terraria crossover. Oh wait.
Gotta get the Sonic crossover. Get the EV2 in a Mega Man skin rolling through Sonic maps.
Yep. I want my Meg Manus back, god damn it.
Oh yeah. Alright, so want to split it again?
Yeah, why not?
You want to dump the sub-objectives or try to save them?
Dump them.
Sounds fair.
It's something that I hope that gets fixed in the future. Like, the idea being just right now dumping the sub-objectives. It's possible to do everything regardless of a sub-objective, but give us a reason to save them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Cryo. Like, just give me a reason. What am I fighting for? You said Mega Man, I have to.
I think that's something that will, you know, obviously I can't speak for Trendy. Elandrian and Lalta could go ahead and just spill the beans right here and let us all know, but I would think that that's probably something that may end up changing with the leaderboards in the future, is having, you know, having a little bit more value to the sub-objectives, maybe. I don't know, it seems like that should be a bigger scoring factor.
I would assume so, but again, it's just... What's the word? I don't know. Fantasy, I guess?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody always brings out the freedom. Every time.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know it's going to happen.
Like, this is the point where things are just racist, right? You can be racist against Scotsmen.
That's what the wife used to tell me when
getting pets made over them over crossovers. Oh boy, oh boy.
Definitely.
Hey Elandrian, when are we getting squid hats again? Oh, he called me a pleb. He's a Scotsman. Damn it.
The squid hats were part of that Beat the Heat bundle. You've already got a
Yes,
squid hat, though, don't you?
Of course I do.
Yeah, I figured you did.
The Beat the Heat bundle is amazing. Like, see the bundles that they do? They really are amazing. My only problem is that they do so many good skins. I'm like, I can only wear one.
Oh yeah, that's the thing
Allow
with me. My
to wear more
favorite
than one skin.
this skin that I'm wearing now on the monk is I won it in one of those Trendy Friday Fun events back a year or so ago, and it's actually not my favorite monk skin. But how do you not wear it? You know, it's got all the shiny zappies going on. Gotta have them.
Oh, we're at 1,000 exactly. Oh well.
I can sell something if you want.
No.
Ended up throwing stuff around.
It's all good. Yeah, so I kind of just stuck in this corner for some reason. I'm like, I don't care. Welcome to the Sonic the Hedgehog Argick. Ooh.
Yeah, I feel a
man,
lot
you gotta
better
go
today,
fast and
Quicksilver. Thanks. I've had the flu a little bit, and I mean, you can chop my arm off, and I'm a trooper. But the second I get a runny nose or an upset stomach, I turn into like a 7-year-old girl.
Man flu.
Oh yeah.
It's
No
real.
doubt.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
So yeah, I still have some nose and throat issues, but I'm feeling a lot better for sure. I actually did the right thing for those late nighters. Well, that you see me, I talk to you quite late U.S. times. I've got a really late schedule. I stay up till absurd hours every day, you know. But like the last several nights, I was in bed at like 1 in the morning, which for me is just really, really rare. But you got to do it, you know.
So we kind of ignored Landrin's question. What do we think the mysterious game mode is?
You know, I've been trying to think about it. I mean, gosh, I don't have the slightest clue. And really, I mean, the key there is saying something that wasn't previously done. Or I don't remember exactly how he worded it.
Yeah,
but
so something that hasn't been done before. So I guess that means not DD1, not DDE, not DD2.
Right.
So,
you know, there's a lot of game modes. You know, obviously the survival and having the Nightmare Hardcore modifiers from DD1, I was really a big fan of. But I was also a big fan of, like, the pure strategy mode in DD1 with the towers only. I mean, that was just a lot of fun.
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, the DD1, it had, when you look at it now, it does have a lot of stuff. But there is the one thing that we gotta have, and that's the patience for them to get up to that point. Because the Lost Eternity Shards DLC and whatnot was the best thing that happened to DD1. And Boss Rush, getting your Crescent Eagle standard, just yes please.
Oh,
Give it
absolutely.
to my apprentice, and just all that stuff was phenomenal. But we didn't get that well the game opened. Like, that was an expansion, and you look at the amount of expansions. Like, if you go to Humble Bundle and you purchase the entire Dungeon Defenders collection, it's only like £10 or something, not even that. It's a ridiculous price for it. But you look at the amount of DLC in that, and you're just going, what the hell? Like, what did the base game actually have? It's like, not a lot. Like, it had the original campaign stuff, but when you take out all the extra mutator maps and that they've got, which you need to bring back, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, there wasn't a whole lot in the campaign for them.
This is true, absolutely. That and a lot of, you know, a lot of people don't, you know, you can't directly compare DD1 and DD2 because it's a game that's,
No.
with the exception of what the community development team is doing, you know, DD1's a game that's finished, and DD2 is still a work in progress. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to look at it with that mindset for certain.
Yeah, my favorite comparison is get people to compare Vanilla WoW with, like, Burning Crusade or Mists of Pandaria or whatever. They're not the same, so...
Oh, it's an entirely different
Yeah,
game. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm up in Scotland, Jybox. Up in Scotland, where it is currently black, because it's like 9:30 at night.
Oh yeah, it's getting late, huh?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine for like another 3 hours.
This is, Argick was kind enough to miss out on, D&D night here to come join us today, so I appreciate that.
If they die without their cleric, it's their own fault. I say this after my wizard was mercilessly killed off by a goblin chef because we had no bloody healer, so revenge will be sweet.
Oh yeah.
Yes, 9:30 at night. 9:30 in the evening.
You're confusing
You're the
Lalta.
Scots in me, mate. Yes, this weird concept of time is foreign to him.
I'm surprised that's the first time he's ever heard it. Dungeon Defenders is very, very popular in the UK, Jaibox. There's no doubt about that. I mean, probably 50% of the people I play with are in the UK, to be honest with you. It's, you know, it's definitely a popular game there.
I mean, I will admit, I need to stream DD2 a bit more often. I'm only doing it the once a week at the moment, but if we were to get some certain mysterious game mode, hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
That would definitely change things. I'm excited for it to come too. I mean,
No, yeah, definitely.
we're due, Lalta Alandrian. Just give us the news. Lalta is hard at work typing up the forum post with all the patch details right now. I'm sure of it.
Yes, please.
At least in my imagination, he is.
Well, not to plug on another man's stream, but yes, you can catch me on Tuesdays.
Oh, you're right on the screen there, Argick. I don't I think that I did put a link to you, didn't I? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I've looked over. I have chat popped out so I can look at chat while not watching the video.
Fair enough.
Although watching the video at the same time, it's like, I could do that, yeah.
It's
No, it's just the chat is closer to my eyesight.
I mean, the way I look at it is the more people we have that are out there streaming Dungeon Defenders or Dungeon Defenders too, the better off we are, because you know, I mean, the more players we have, and the more people, you know, the more people we're going to have to play with, and the more content that's going to come to the game. So, the more the merrier. That is for certain.
Make the community grow. Where's Rita Repulsor when you need her?
And of course, I decide to run out there in the open right as the assassins decide to come claim me as their own.
Nice. I was actually going to complain that some of them hit me, and I'm like, wait a minute.
This is actually a combination of the two Sir Sophisticus. This is the Nuke Monk with no crit damage. So basically I stack hero damage and ability power, and it allows me to still have the multi-million Chi Blast hits. So this is a combo of the two. It's one of my favorite DPS heroes to play as. Just the monk is awesome. That, and with the changes of late to siege rollers, I dropped that rock toss pet, and gave me a reason to bust old Betsy out. So awesome pet, really.
I gotta dive back into the pets more. I'll admit, when it comes to DPSing, I'm kind of just cheesing it with the Abyss Lord and his infinite stun wheel.
Well, I mean,
I am those annoying. I am the DD2 equivalent of those annoying pinwheels in Dark Souls. Got locked and dead. You're like, you son of a.
Oh, you are not alone. There is lots and lots of Abyss Lord stun going on. There's no doubt. Oh,
I mean,
it works
if the game
great.
gives me a Meg Manus, if it gives me a legendary Meg Manus with decent stats, EV2 is coming right back out of retirement.
Oh yeah. I did that original build the very first day the Adept came out there, Kassira, but I haven't gone back and done anything yet with her. I mean, the Adept is a beast, though. I mean, that stun is really, really powerful. The stun bubble. Now, personally, I play the Adept because I'm a big fan of the Chain Lightning. I want to zap stuff.
Yeah, zappy. I'll admit, I went and initially did leveling up the Adept for the Hailstorm Tower, but unfortunately, I was kind of disappointed to see that it didn't really combo as well. I was kind of hoping it would be able to combo with some of the anti-air stuff, but it seems to have the old problem the ballista used to have, where it just takes too long to get a target and fire. I don't know if you feel that or not.
Oh, it definitely takes a while to get there. In some of the shards, I don't like the one that shoots out the big icy boulder or whatever. The target is almost always dead before that boulder arrives, it feels like. Yeah, it's still, to answer your question there, Sir Sophisticus, this is actually, if you look back on that Nuke Monk video, this is actually my original Nuke Monk build. I always wanted to bring Chi Blast into the mix with it, so I haven't used Hero Crit the whole time. I've always gone Hero Damage Ability Power on the Monk, and it's a powerful combination. Now, of course, I still get the I still get the crit value from you know, from Ascension. These Hex Throwers doing their thing.
Yep, hiding behind the wall and getting the stuff. Surprising how they were able to actually shoot through the wall. I mean, I can't complain. We've been able to do that for God knows how long, but yeah, interesting that the enemies can do it. Some enemy is smart.
Then, of course, the you know, the global range. They will hit you from the other side of the world.
Meanwhile, this kobold has decided he doesn't want to play with us. Oh, there he goes.
The rumbling has commenced. I'm going to mute the stream for a second here. Alright, there we go. Yeah, the Hex Throwers are definitely, you know, when people ask me what is my least favorite mob in the game, it's not just the Hex Throwers, but the Javelin Throwers too. I mean, they give me more problems than any other mobs. There's no doubt about that.
Ye olde reflect beam.
Oh yeah.
I love that. Like, I love the fact that when EV2 was announced, they said that her reflect beam is coming back. I am disappointed she didn't get her reflect wall. Sorry, her physical wall, because it would have been nice to have that back as well. Just have the two comboing walls together.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, that was pretty much fixed in every Dungeon Defenders 1 build that I did. I always had reflects and physical walls in the mix.
And then in the middle of the map, the world's most giant aura stack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh, damn right, because everybody did that, like you said. Hey, where are you hiding, Javelin Thrower? You're pummeling something.
But the Hex Throwers definitely, the problem is they're so easy to ignore. You know, they're always so far back and kind of doing their thing, and
I'm going to use my most famous weapon that I love. I love the fact that this is called a Demon Scythe, and it's just like 4 orbs spinning. It's like, it doesn't look like a scythe at all, but it looks brilliant.
It does look really cool.
It's one of my favorite effects in this game. Is just these spinning orbs of death going around for people. Gobu, the Legion is here.
Gobu has arrived. Well, we've got somebody cheering against us now. Every time every time I lose a match on stream, Gobu cheers and chalks one out for the Legion. So, all right, the next question is a little bit harder to answer, in my opinion, and that is, if you had to pick one builder, who is your favorite builder in the game?
I would... that is a hard one, actually. Only one. It's a hard choice between Apprentice and EV2. I would probably say... I would probably say Apprentice. I like the flamethrowers too much as a tower.
The flamethrowers are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
back in the day when it was flame burst towers and the flamethrowers were an uber sphere. Oh, those were the days. Picking up the uber sphere and being told, yeah, you've just wasted 60 wyvern tokens on a crap defense. It's like, I don't care, I'm using it. It's brilliant. Just being able to stand around and watch these things burn and make a complete fire build. So it was flamethrowers with the blaze balloons. And it was amazing at the time. But yeah, I'll say Apprentice overall. EV's a close second, but I think I would get further in the game with just an Apprentice than I would with just EV.
Oh, you'd be able to get all the way to Chaos 7 before you started having problems, I think.
Depends on the shards that you get. It depends on shard luck.
Oh, that's definitely true. I mean,
don't get me wrong. Proton beams fully decked out. Oh god, yes, yes, please. The only one you would struggle on is anything that has the EMP orcs. I think that's what, Chaos 2, Chaos 3. No, 2. There's 2 that
2 and 5, yeah.
They would be the only ones you would kind of struggle on. The rest of it, you would be fine.
I'm definitely a big fan of the EV2, no doubt about it. 133 million gold, is that what I'm up to? Yep. Getting there.
Too much gold.
I want to be at 150 million before the update hits. I want to have lots and lots of gold.
Oh, the gold.
Gotta have it all.
Don't see why not.
The EV2 is definitely my favorite. As far as DPS and building, I just absolutely love her. No doubt about it. Now, what about on the offensive side? Who, if you had to pick one, who is your...
Oh, Abyss Lord. Abyss Lord by far. He brings so much to the table. He's got the giant AoE damage that he can do. He's got the best weapon in the game. He has the unlimited CC if you build him correctly. It's just, and the heal aura as well. Just he does everything. Like, there's the reason he is the cheese right now.
Oh, he's the full package. There's no doubt about that. So I kind of set this side up as a turtle over here. Yeah.
I'm just gonna do the same over here, yeah. Just turtle.
This is another one of those maps where it's actually kind of fun to turtle it out. Same thing with Little Horn Valley. I love doing the turtle build on Little Horn. See, I don't remember what the leftover mana is supposed to be on this one. I've got 80 left, though, if it'll help you out any.
I'll find out once I build. Let's see what I end up leaving myself with as well. Again, I'm doing something weird. You're going to look at this and go, why the hell are you building anti-air on this map?
Well, kobolds.
Earth Shower.
Absolutely.
Knock-up.
A little knock-up combo, nothing wrong with that.
Yep, I do, like, it's one thing that I'm kind of disappointed is taking a back seat, just simply because it doesn't scale, and that's the combo system. Like, the combo system has the potential to be really, really good in this game, but because either things die before you combo, or you just don't have a build that combos, again, it just gets left by the wayside.
Oh yeah, definitely. Partek's about to crawl out of his hole now that he's heard that. Yeah, Partek's a big Abyss Lord fan. No doubt about it.
Oh, Abyss Lord, as you said, he's definitely the whole package. The 2, maybe do the 3 there. What does that leave me with? Leaves me with enough to do over here, right? What did I do? Did I build that? Did I build my anti-air? I did.
They haven't given a whole lot of update info yet there, Kasira. And I'm not a fan of the Battle Royale system. In fact, I know I won't get it, but I asked the Fortnite folks for a refund. I bought an action defense game. I didn't buy that Battle Royale game. I have PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and if I want to play PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, I'll play that. So, I mean, I personally am not a fan that Fortnite added that in.
See, that's an interesting thing, because Fortnite was a game that I seen and I immediately went, holy crap, I would love the living hell out of this. But at the time, I didn't want to pay 40 quid for it.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that from everybody that I've heard about it, they've all said the same thing, and it's a case of just leave it. And I'm really disappointed about that, because I was kind of hoping it would be a good thing, but
I was really excited about it.
It's still early access. We'll see what it does, but as you're saying, if they're going away from what originally brought the players in, then we'll wait and see.
I tell you, way back when, a few years ago, I was absolutely ecstatic when DD2 announced that they were, or when Trendy announced that they were moving away from that MOBA model and going back to the roots.
Yeah.
And I felt the exact opposite with Fortnite. So, I don't know.
I felt the same with DD2. Like, the second they said, right, no, we're not doing MOBA, we're going to the original model again, the original action tower defense. Like, I was just ecstatic. Like, the fact that they were doing MOBA in the first place just made me question, why? Why take something that you've got that was really, really good? Because I spent, like, God knows how many hours on DD1. And then they went and said that, nah, we're just going to throw that out the window. It's like, ah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was really stoked. And I did play around in the MOBA. You know, just to get...
I was never a part of it. Like, I'll admit, I was a late bloomer into DD2. Like, I came into it when... I mean, I came in before Wipeageddon and that all took place, but I wasn't in the MOBA section and whatnot.
I mean, it was interesting, but it was still, you know, it was a play style that I personally am not, you know, I'm not a big fan of. So I was stoked to see, you know, to see it get back to its roots for sure. Oh yeah, holding strong here. So if there was,
I'm glad I didn't jump on that.
If there
I wanted
was,
to, but I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, I'm to be honest. I mean, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of wishing I wouldn't have now, because I mean, I went big on it. I bought all the big packages and everything else, and then the battle royale thing hit, and I was just like, nah, no, thank you. I did play it. I played a couple of matches, and it just. You know, to me, if I wanted to, and I do play PvP games from time to time, but I don't want, you know, just because I like or dislike a game, I don't, you know, I want to play that game for what it's good at. You know, and like for Dungeon Defenders, for example, you know, to me, it's an action tower defense game, and that's what I want to play it as.
Holy crap, I've just thought of what they could be doing for this bonus game mode.
Uh-oh, what is it?
We play as the Legion.
That's a possibility, like a reverse tower defense type thing?
Yeah, reverse tower defense. We have to try and win as the enemy. We decide what enemies and bosses we're sending out on a wave. Each wave contains, instead of DU, contains their own monster units.
That's definitely an interesting concept, and yeah, Gobu's stoked already.
That's an entirely new game. There's no way they're doing that. That could be brilliant, though.
I probably would be a lot of fun. There's some games out there that are similar to that. I'm trying to remember that Anomaly series had a reverse tower defense play mode, or Gobu's all about it. More power to the Legion.
No, the mode that you're thinking of wasn't really a mode. It was they had the summoner, and they had in DD1 he had the ability to summon his own monsters. I'm thinking instead of you actually being that and trying to defend the Eternia Crystal, you are trying to assault the enemy, the Eternia Crystals. You are the old one's army now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's see what have we got there. Yeah. Above average medallion. Nothing to...
That's how it started. Indeed it did. Defense of the Ancients. It was a Warcraft 3 mod, and it was bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would be the Harbinger. Yeah, like that's the general idea. That's the idea I'm going for. You would be... Well, you might not be the Harbinger. You might be just a random old one lieutenant or something.
It would definitely be interesting.
You could be the incursion bosses.
I don't know if Elandrian and Malta are still here. If so, they went really quiet, and if they are still here and they went really quiet, that means you hit it perfectly.
Oh, F on me. F on me. I'm like the Assault Challenge in DD1. A merge of the Assault Challenge plus the Summoner, except from you wouldn't control an individual hero. You would think like pure strategy mode in DD1, but you're controlling the enemies. Like you're deciding which comes out each lane, and you have to balance what comes out with a maximum amount of enemy units.
Yeah, it would definitely be a fun game.
As it says, the more I think about it, the more it sounds like a completely different and new game. It's like,
It would be a lot of different mechanics.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, just from
each
the
chaos tier, the enemy, each chaos tier, the heroes are given one of their defenses to unlock and use.
Just from the information, you know, all the read between the lines info I've gotten from different trendy employees during streams, where I talked about either a survival style mode like DD1, where it was, you know, 25 or 35 waves or whatever, and then you got some nice reward at various points through it, or some sort of endless mode, and they've straight up said it's neither one of those.
Well, those would come under things that they've done before.
This is true.
Nah, it would be an interesting game mode, but as I says, the more I'm thinking about this, the more it sounds as if we'd be designing an entirely different game, never mind an add-on or an expansion. It's the fact that it's something that they haven't done before that's throwing me on this one.
Right.
Like, what can you do in a tower defense game that hasn't been done before?
It'll be interesting to find some more news, that's for certain.
Yes, more news, please.
Multiple game modes.
Oh, is that an upgrade? Is that an upgrade to my totem? Totem? Totem. 22915. It's an upgrade. Oh yeah. I take my upgrade.
Razor Cat says Lemmings mode. I already fall off all the cliffs quite frequently right now. The last thing I need to do is have Lemmings mode. I will fail miserably.
Hell yeah. Lemmings.
That was one of the... Well, I think that was probably the case for all the older PC gamers. That was one of the original games that they they hopped into and started playing.
You call me old.
Oh, I think I probably got you by a decade, Argick.
Yes.
At a minimum. I remember when the original Postal came out on PC,
God,
and I thought it was
okay,
like the most groundbreaking thing ever. It's like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. I get to roll through town down in the middle of a high school marching band parade and shoot rocket launchers into the crowd. How could this possibly get any better, you know?
Grand Theft DD2. Oh dear. I'm just going into the world of ridiculousness now.
Grand Theft DD2.
Yeah, let's get back on to something that could potentially be good.
They're gonna have to they'll have to keep that crossover to the lighter side of GTA and not get into the realm of Saints Row to keep it rated E for everyone, you know.
I'm sorry, but if there's not a purple bat of some kind in DD2 with that crossover, I will be mighty disappointed.
Oh yeah. You know, sadly, the first time I ever played one of the Saints Row games. I was playing it with my son, who at the time was like 13.
Oh, it's fine. He's seen worse.
And he runs out of a, you know, I'd never seen it before. And he runs out of this building swinging this huge purple floppy, you know, and it's like, oh my god, what the hell did I just get into?
Oh, yeah.
So, of course, he proceeds to run up and smack me with it repeatedly.
Of course.
It's kind of one of those must-do situations the first time you get that weapon.
Yep.
I don't know, they've got me completely completely befuddled now, as I just have not the slightest idea as what it could be that's coming.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, they've got me stumped. The fact that it's something they've never done before is enough to put me off. Yes, we mean the gummy worm bat.
that is exactly it, Lalta. The large gummy worm bat.
An interactive campaign. Isn't that just the campaign?
You know, a lot of people are bringing up increased campaign type stuff. I mean, although
to be fair, I can understand wanting more story. Like, we've left with the Harbinger escaping, and that's it.
Right. I mean, I can understand that as well, wanting more story. But I personally hope that it's something else. You know, now, if there was more story, I would certainly play through it. No doubt about that. What's going on, Days? Long time no see.
Only gives you a theme idea. Yeah, see, like, the thing is, looking at the teaser that they posted, I immediately think it is definitely a rune thing. Some kind of runic theme. And the reason for that is because it's green, it's glowing, and it's panning down like a slab or a sword blade or something.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, I mean, we'd have to see. You know, it'll definitely be, I'm sure it will be a surprise to everyone. I mean, most of us were pretty, even though, you know, switching to from the nightmare modes to the chaos modes wasn't a drastic surprise. A lot of people were still excited about it. And I've still got my own theory about why that took place like it did. And, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think Trendy is reserving that nightmare name for potentially adding in a toggled modifier down the road like the original game. And it would be, you know, it would be only natural to add in Nightmare and Hardcore as the toggled modifiers, you know. But maybe that's just me fanboying out on the original game, too. That could be the case.
Oh, I'll fanboy in the original game. Bring back goblin hordes and protect the ogre and boss rush and god, bring it all back.
I did. I photoshopped up a goblin or a roller copter image.
Okay, don't bring them back. No.
Yeah,
no,
I posted it on Twitter. It was not very popular. People hated on me for it.
I mean, to be fair, the one thing I want to see, and this is just simply because I want to see Knows No Limits reaction, is bring back the Sharkin. Like, I want to see his, like, don't do any changes, just straight up bring them back the way they did. They see defense, they charge defense, they move defense. That's it. No fancy stuff, no changing up shenanigans, and let me see his reaction. That's all I want to see.
Oh, he will love that. That, and you know, if the Sharkin ever came back, then Aquanos is going to be there. And I'm a big fan of that as well. I mean, I've spent just countless hours in Aquanos. It's just an awesome, awesome map, you know. No denying that for sure.
As long as Sky of Love doesn't come back, we're fine. Screw that map.
Oh, yeah. How you miss with this absurdly large charged up shot, I will never guess, but I constantly miss with it.
Nice. It's alright, it's like me when I'm trying to use the Knight of the Abyss and it decides, you know what, no, your levitation was slightly higher, we're going to send it up there. Oh. You've activated my trap card.
Well,
I challenge you, Lolta.
you know, those teaser images are exactly that. It's meant to confuse. I don't think any of us will, you know, other than just a random guess, I don't think any of us will actually guess correctly as far as what that little teaser image was.
Sidewalk, I hate you, the fact that you mentioned trading card game and thought it was TCG. I hate you. you make that joke so many times.
The DD2 TCG trading card game. Oh man.
Hell yeah.
Lalta's been leading the charge with the streaming too. He's been streaming quite frequently.
We already know what the Shadow Realm for Eternia is. Either I screwed up the world name or yoo-hoo.
Oh, that could be something that you know, comes down the road for sure. A lot of people have requested that, the crystal dimension maps and everything.
No, yeah, bringing back the crystalline dimension would be absolutely amazing. Like, I would love the living hell for that to come back.
No, I lagged. I'm not sure what happened. I lagged out there for a second.
Yeah, it's like the world went silent, and I'm going.
Hello,
what?
Anyone?
Hello?
Anyone?
What have I done? Hello.
I live in a town up in the Pacific Northwest that has like you know, aluminum foil wrapped power lines. The infrastructure is just so terrible.
Hold on, I have to finish something for Sidewalk. He says, even before they knew they were building towards it, hero deck, hero cards, trading card guild. That's it.
Trading card guild.
Yep.
It's a guild that trades cards.
Yep.
Sounds fair.
He can kill me later. He can come after me later. It's fine. Guild system. Let's go.
A guild system would be pretty cool.
You know what? Yeah, it would be. Like, I would go with that. Yeah.
The problem is that you'd want to be in multiple guilds. You know, I mean, of course, I'd want to have my own guild, but I'd want to be in the Argick guild. I mean, how do you not? You know, that would be the tough factor there, is deciding which guild to go with.
The easy fix for that is we just make it the one mass guild.
Oh, this is true. Could maybe call it, I don't know, something involving casters?
Hey. Is that like the Casters Guild? I think we've done that before. God damn it.
That would be an awesome concept.
I can't escape it. It's gonna haunt me forever.
Oh yeah, you know it. I'll only join.
Oh no, sorry, Days. I'm taking the tank role. I'm always the tank.
Sidewalk or Juice Bags Guild? I'm sure we could probably come up with something.
The Side Bag Guild.
The Side Bag Guild.
Side Bag.
I prefer Juice. I prefer Juice Walk personally. It's far less offensive.
What, the Side Bag's offensive? No.
Oh, the interwebs and the memes, man. You know they'd be coming.
Oh, don't talk to me about memes. I've had enough of them. Back in my day, we couldn't joke. None of this meme crap.
Oh, speaking of, happy birthday.
Oh, god damn it. It's actually been changed. He's found out the actual date of the birthday now, so it's not happy birthday every day. It's happy birthday in X amount of days, and he's actually counting the days.
That's fair.
It's kind of creepy.
Stand in the fire all the time would be a great addition. So you're even getting happy birthdays from the Legion. What's more special than that?
Oh, the Legion, they're very gracious with their happy birthdays. In fact, they just rewarded me with a cobalt to the face.
Very nice.
It's a great birthday present.
The Legion is always there to provide. So let's see what, as far as my normal questions I ask every week, what's your favorite map?
Favorite map? You know, it's kind of interesting considering while playing Chaos, you don't get to choose map.
Well, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, obviously your favorite map could be in any bracket.
I would probably say Unholy Catacombs. And the reason for that is because that was the first time I got to go effectively supersonic speed by activating the 3 colors to get the speed boost, then add the shard, then add the healing pool, and then run around on EV2 at the same time. It's fun being able to go from one side of the map to the other in like, I don't know, 2 seconds.
Oh yeah.
But like the mechanic to that fight was, it was an interesting mechanic that they brought in.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting there, Lotta. Lotta asks, what skin would you want created for any specific hero, even a reference to a favorite movie, song, video game?
Oh lord, the power. Oh god. What skin would... Like, see, the problem with that is Trendy already did the skin that I wanted. When the Harbinger first came out, you know, the effect that they had on their shield?
Oh yeah.
I would not shut up about wanting that as a skin for the heroes. And they went and did the galactic skins for every one of them. It's like, oh my god. So they kind of already did what I wanted them to do. It's like, that's it. They put that one design on the 4 main heroes. Oh, right, okay. What skin would I want for any specific hero? See, people are expecting me to say something Sonic the Hedgehog related, because that's what I do. To be fair, as cheesy as it is, and as already hinted as it is, it would have to be a Mega Man X skin for EV2. You've already got the Mega Man S Blaster that does exactly as it says on the tin. It shoots the lemons. You might as well go whole hog and just give her the Blue Bomber skin.
This is true. That would be...
I would say you would have to do that. You've already went part of the way there. Go all the way.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, it would work out so well, because what you could do is that you would have the standard skin just being the standard Blue Bomber from any of the Mega Man X series. But then each of the individual skin parts that you can get, you know, the accessories, you could have them being the parts of the armor that you could find throughout the games. So like the boot upgrades, and then the arm upgrades, the helmet upgrades, and you could have just all the different variations of it. So you could have the skin itself, but then expand it with the chests and all the accessories you could put on it as well.
Oh yeah, that would be really, really cool, no doubt about it. That's a tough one to answer. I mean, the first thing that popped into my head, to be honest with you, was the Mega Man skin. That would be awesome. But I'm just not sure what, you know, what else.
I think the thing is, being told, like, you can do it for any character leaves it too open. Like, if you say, pick a character, like, if they picked a character and went, make one. Like, if they told you, pick it for this specific hero, what would you do? It's like, I mean, I would say for me, all my stuff would be relatively sci-fi based as well. Like, I'm a very heavy sci-fi nerd. So I would probably... what could we go with? Like, the Abyss Lord is very dark, and he's like, I summon all these skeletal powers and whatnot. Let's turn him sci-fi, and instead of summoning things from the dead, he summons them with portals. Let's have a portal skin for the Abyss Lord.
That'd be pretty cool.
So all his monsters in that, they are robotic versions of the Colossus and whatnot. That's what you could do. You could have a portal-based skin for the Abyss Lord, and then you could have a tower set of skins that turn them from skeletal to robotic. So that's a two for there. You've got the skin and the tower pack.
That would be pretty cool. That's for sure.
And then the way it would work is that his Dark Siphon, right now when it's sucking in mana, it's blue. When it's not sucking in mana, it's orange.
That's definitely an interesting thought. That would be really, really cool.
And then, what you could do for the healing fountain is the healing fountain could have the similar effect as a Stargate puddle.
That a Stargate puddle would be absolutely amazing.
Just like the active wormhole could be the effect that's on the ground for that. Damn it, I'm thinking too much about this.
Trendy. Lalta's in the process of moving to Florida. There you go, Lalta. As soon as you get to Florida, you got to make it so. Assembly line drone defenses. There's a lot of different thoughts there. I mean, I was really looking for the Star Wars themed stuff, so I was pretty stoked when that happened. And still, I mean, you know, getting that the lightsaber sword for the Squire and using that skin, I mean, it is just amazingly awesome looking, no doubt about it. But even going back, I try to think what you know, one of my favorite sci-fi movies and books of all time was the Dune stuff. I'm just a huge Dune fanboy, and I just try to think, you know, you could make a skin like a Fremen skin or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than having like the, you know, the face accessories or something along those lines, I'm just wondering what they could make that people would identify with. With Dune, of course, didn't, you know, a lot of the older sci-fi fans are all about Dune, but I talk to some people nowadays and they're like, what? It's like, oh my god, you're kidding me.
No idea what you're talking about. Yeah. Which is a shame. It's like they need to bring it back.
They spent the first Dune movie is, I guess they spent more time cleaning the sand in this dune area in Mexico where it was filmed to make it so pristine looking than they did on the actual shoot time there at that location. I was pretty stoked about that because it does. I mean, it looks amazing, you know, when they're filming it. I actually live not too far from there, but I've never, you know, of course you have no reason to go out into the middle of the desert other than to fanboy out about Dune for 15 minutes before you just really, really want to drink and go somewhere else.
It's like, I'm out here, this is amazing. I want to drink.
It's time for a refreshment.
But yeah, no, I imagine that if I was given a couple of hours, I could probably come up with a different type of skin for each character. But yeah, no, I would say the Mega Man one for EV2 and like a sci-fi portal based one for, God, I exploded again.
It happens.
For the Abyss Lord. Those would be my two I would put in the game first. But again, I have to say thanks to Trendy for creating the galactic skins, because that effect on the heroes is just amazing. I mean, the fact that I just can go like this and pop out the apprentice and look out space. I'm gonna mana bomb this guy because I can.
There's a steampunk EV would make me very happy. No, I turned it way down, Quicksilver. It was really annoying. And this this stream, I wanted to be more, you know, the Friday streams I do on Twitch, I want to be more about the conversation. So I muted the music, that way it wouldn't keep interrupting. They're asking about my new follower or subscriber music that pops up. I always mute it for Fridays. The very first Friday stream was a little distracting, so I use that Steampunk Hunter skin all the time. I think it's an awesome looking skin. I would love to see a EV version of it. That and even a, you know, they tease that Wild West map. I just really want a cowboy hat for my EV. I don't know why, but I just really want it to happen.
I think the fact we already have Steampunk Hunter makes me not want it for EV. The one thing that I'm very wary of when it comes to the skin game is that once a theme has been chosen, really you kind of want to either give it to everybody or have it unique to one. You don't want to just do one or two. Like, because I would love for the Galaxy skins to be put out onto the 4 new heroes. That would be absolutely amazing. But at the same time, I'm happy that it's an OG one, and I would like them to think of a different series to give the new guys.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt. So if there was one old or new feature from the original game, or something that was in, you know, earlier in the early access time for DD2, and you could just flip the switch and make it back and make it a thing again, what do you think that would be?
Assault game mode. The assault game mode in DD1 was so fun just to sit and play. The fact that you were running around as the Huntress trying to farm her Blasticus gun, and you were trying to dodge her traps and monk auras and just all the different towers. It was a great game mode. It was something completely different from what we were given at the time. And it did well. So if I could flick the switch on that and bring it back, I'd do that immediately.
Yeah, that would be a good choice, that's for sure. So do you have a least favorite map?
Oh yes.
Bastille. Bastille, huh?
Just, yeah, I don't. It's too big. It's far too big, and has too many cores that need to be defended on it. The incursion mode is fine. I don't mind that. Just the standard variation, nah. The fact that you're having to effectively put a bunch of DU up in one area and then just pray that it holds, which obviously once you've leveled up is not a problem, but going into that for the first time, I don't like Bastille.
Yeah. Mine is the Dead Road, but I think it's based 100% off of loot. Back when the Dead Road and Temple of the Necrotic came to the game for that, what was that, a 2015 Halloween event, I think?
I believe it was 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. Back when that came to the game, I found so much just awesome loot on Temple of the Necrotic and couldn't find anything on Dead Road. So I just...
Which makes sense, yeah.
I instantly started disliking Dead Road from the beginning, from way back when.
Poor Dead Road.
Right. You want to take the
I will admit,
top side again?
Yeah, I'll take top side again. The one thing that I am missing from the game, and it's something that I really hope they are planning on bringing back at some point, are those unique map rewards. Like, I love the fact that you've got the Wayfarer stuff with the Terraria stuff, and you need to do X map before you obtain it. But there's something more, like, there's something about having that unique drop appear, like be it a pet or a piece of armor or a weapon. And I think DD2 needs that back again, where you're trying to farm for that weapon, but at the same time, the issue you've got is that you're trying to balance the amount of RNG that players are having to go through. So it's how do you balance that?
Right. I'd have to agree with you there. I mean, that would be, you know, and it's much requested too. If you look through the forums, there's quite a few posts about bringing some sort of map-specific special loot back. You know, I think that would definitely be a good thing. I would love it. You know, I mean, you do get, you know, you'd get burnt out a little bit on one map if you had terrible luck and never found your piece.
Upping RNG by 400%. Do you know what? If that meant I got map-specific loot at times, yes. I would take that. I mean, nothing can be as bad as early access having to go through, like, what was it, 7 forms of RNG just to pray that you got the piece you were looking for.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, no. That's like, no way. Like, that's it. We are done. We are done here. I am not farming for this. I don't care.
Yep, upping RNG by another 400%. Indeed, there, Lalta. That is exactly what Argick just said.
Oh dear.
I would be stoked to. I'd like the. You know, I mean, I really like the building aspect of the game, but I mean, I would love to see towers cost much less, and maps require many more of them. I'd be stoked about that. You know, if we either had more DU or had you know, had lower DU cost towers. But then,
I mean,
you know, on that same note, you couldn't throw one flame aura in a lane, upgrade it a few times, and then ignore that lane. You know, it wouldn't.
yeah,
You know, if it all scaled, if it scaled appropriately, you know, where it required, you know, 6 archers on a buff beam, like the good old days. That would be just awesome. I would love to have that again.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Earth mode. Basically, unlimited mana and spell cooldowns for like 1 second, so you could. It's basically just spam and go nuts. And yes, out of like 138 odd heroes they've got, there's about 5 or 6 that just dominate because having no cooldown and no power cost is. It's just ridiculous.
Holy
like,
crap,
it's completely ridiculous.
I didn't realize there was that many heroes for League of Legends now. That's ridiculous.
They are, yes. They are up to just a stupid amount.
That's crazy.
You have something similar to that, a mode where. So what would you mean? Like just a mode where you could place unlimited defenses and, like what would it be? Just you had unlimited mana and unlimited defenses. I mean, the only issue that I could see with that is that. As much of a fun mode as it would be, you would just run into the fact that everybody will just build whatever they want and max it out, and every single build would work. There would be no failure. Which, to be fair, is a fun event, yes. But giving it standard rewards? No.
Yeah, that's true.
All heroes, no resource cost, and ability. Oh, you mean making it completely action-based? You mean like, oh, so the opposite of pure strategy mode, like just an action mode. Oh, that would be brilliant.
It'd be interesting.
Like, I would say it would, because your DU could be used for building like a wall and a flame aura now and again, and then just running around with cooldowns. The one thing I will say though is like I'm technically already playing that game mode with the Abyss Lord here. Because the way I've got them set up is I just drain a bunch of mana from the enemies, drop the knight on them. My knight's on a 2-second cooldown, and I can effectively get infinite mana from it. So as long as there's a group of enemies around me, I'm all good in that regard. I've already got Earth mode. But for the other heroes, definitely, like it could be so much fun. I mean, there is one fix I would like if you were going to do that is, could you reduce death from above's time spent in the air to like 2 or 3 seconds, or even better, make it a toggle where if you press death from above again while in air, the thrusters send you to the ground instead. Because it's the only thing that makes death from above not worth using, is that you spend so much time in the air.
Quite a few people have suggested that on the forums. I mean, that would be awesome. And maybe even the current shard that increases time in the air, have it so it reduces time in the air.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like it's the only downside to death from above.
That would be awesome. I mean, currently, like, I do the hero swapping thing, but then when you're active in a match, you've got the 4-second cooldown. You can't swap back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a fan of that personally.
That would be really cool if you could just hit it again and drop to the ground. I mean, it would be more similar to, you know, like the gun witch is flying. You know, you can easily drop out of that without a problem.
Ah, we've got to make it a post again. Okay, make it another forum post.
Make sure everyone that goes and makes it a forum post, make sure you tag Lalta, just so he knows. Do it
Tag me
now.
so I can put my +1 to it as well.
I mean, that would definitely be awesome. It's actually, it's been suggested.
It would make me PV much more than I currently do, just because I love the idea of grav bots and having death from above with the 4 grav bots spawn and just creating this massive kill zone. But the issue with it is that you create the kill zone and you're stuck in the air for the next 5-6 seconds.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do not tag him on the forum.
I think that would be the shark in their Aereo effect. I mean, not specifically like that, but you know, the Sharkin that came in and moved your towers. I mean, that would be absolutely awesome. I mean, I think everyone that ever played the original game would appreciate that.
Oh, I would most definitely appreciate bringing them back. I mean, I'm actually kind of disappointed that the only slow effect against our heroes is the Ogre Snot. Like, I would have loved for the spiders to come back. Or at least in a different incarnation.
Oh, for certain, no doubt about it. Get rid of the Colossus, add back spiders. Everyone's going to hate on me for that one. But I personally would rather have spiders than the Colossus.
Well, there you go, guys. You've heard it first. If you want something done, rally the community, but don't tag a dev. Which is actually kind of surprising. I would have always assumed tagging a dev was a good thing, but there you go.
Oh, yeah. Lalta's just saying that because he doesn't want all the tags. Tag Lalta anyway. Just don't say Lalta said so. By all means, say Juice Bags insisted you tag Lalta.
So we're gonna get Juice Bags in trouble? I'm all for it.
Got the double drop on that Siege Roller. He was very kind with the loot.
God damn it. I may have missed my job.
There's no loot down there, Argick, I assure you. People keep telling me that it's there, but I check quite frequently.
I check too. It's no good.
And there is indeed no loot down there. I got a decent set of boots from that roller. Not too shabby. I'm not going to complain. It's a sidewalk
Assassin,
suggestion.
Walk off. Oh, Assassins, go annoy Juice Bags, please.
Come on down. That's what, the proton freeze. The proton freeze, assassins hate the proton freeze.
I mean, it was the one thing that really annoyed the living hell out of me in Chaos 5, was the first incarnation of the assassin. And was the reason, that's the reason I fell in love with the Abyss Lord, just because of his CC. But it's the fact that everybody's suggestion for them was, build them in Snaking Sands, or build them next to your blockades with the spike shard. I don't have the damn spike shard. I still don't have it.
Oh,
just
no.
so you know. It's like something that I don't actually actively go out and farm shards anymore, because I've always seemed to find that if I go actively looking for something, I will never get it, and it will just really annoy me every time I fail. Whereas if I just get it naturally and I'm not looking at it, it's all gravy.
Well, you know that's how it works. I mean, the second you
right.
get a mindset that you want to find a specific item, you get everything else.
Oh, dang it. I just leveled up. I'm level 188 now. I'm not doing it right. I'm supposed to be low ascension level, not high. Oh, wait. Compared to you, I am. That's fine.
Well, look at what the 186 CM. He's 7,000 and change ascension. Like, oh
The
my
man,
god.
like that person is nuts. Like they are utterly nuts.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Damn. Like, good on them for doing that. Like, much respect, but still, you're nuts.
I mean, I know I log an absurd amount of hours in the game just to get to where I'm at, and I'm not even a third of the way to where that player's at. Just crazy. Don't get to 2016 Ascension. Why not? I don't want to have another 2016. 2016 wasn't bad. I got no complaints. It was the year that my wife said I could quit my job, so I'm
Lolta's doing fancy, awesome event stuff. Like, ooh, fancy event stuff.
some awesome fancy event stuff would be fantastic.
Like, are you meaning things like the weekend events and things like that, or
I think stream related.
More
stream related events.
Stream related, yeah. I mean, I remember TCG trying to get like the trendy after show done and getting streaming on the trendy channel, and to be fair, it did work while there was the content to do so. It's like the problem that I think TCG had was that it was just created too early. It was too early for its time. Like, if you tried TCG now, I reckon it would be far more successful until you got everybody in it into the end game, and then you'd run into the same problem.
Right.
Not that it's inherently a bad thing, but at the same time.
Let's see here. I changed up. I did it a little differently this time, just to add a little slightly different flavor here.
Ooh. I just like making sure that my lovely Earth combo is here in some form.
Oh, you gotta have it, especially it also combos very nicely with the freeze and the shatter combo, you know.
It does, yeah. TCG's just a nerds club anyway. I'll have you know, there's nothing wrong with a nerd club.
This is true. Sidewalk's trying to pretend he hasn't actually been outside and seen the sky in like 4 months.
What is this sky you speak of?
Still refers to the sun as the big ball of fire,
protons.
you know.
He's added the protons. I'm a happy man right now.
Gots to have them.
Gots to have them. Yes, please.
Let's see. I think that does it. I turned into a bit of a DU hog there, didn't I?
No, it's all good. I should have enough over here. We're all fine. You want a more inclusive, progressive, and rewarding streamer network setup. See, all this stuff sounds like absolutely fantastic to me. And I will admit, like, I am a really... Like, I do try to do the one a week stream thing like I used to do. But there are just times where I'm obsessed with Sonic Mania. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it's easy to do, you know.
Oh, like that. I will admit, I have never gotten this obsessed over a game in years, and it's just it feels amazing. And I would love to get this feeling in the DD2 updates again when they come out. Like, I really hope that's what they've got planned. Just being able to come in and go, I am hooked on this.
Well, I mean, every time I watch you stream that game, it makes me want to play it. I mean,
which is a good thing. Like, it is great.
It looks like, you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong. And that's the way it's supposed to be. When you stream something, you should be having a ridiculous good time. That's just how it is, you know. And every time you play that game, it just looks like you're having just an insane amount of fun. And that's what it's supposed to be about anyway, you know. So
yeah, no, exactly. And like the thing is, on top of that as well, like Lola had said there, he's got Sonic Mania and Divinity Original Sin at the moment. You guys talking about Original Sin is making me want to get it, but I can't because next month I've got Destiny 2, and I know that that's just
Oh yeah, you
God
know
damn
it's
it,
gonna
I know
take
it's
up
coming. It's like,
take up a bunch of time.
it's gonna take up a whole bunch of my time because like I absolutely love the living hell out of Destiny 1, and I'm trying to remain as spoiler free as I can for D2, but getting back into the raids and that again, just I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it. And it sucks saying there as well, like just speed running in general is phenomenal. Like it really is. And if Trendy could get a speedrunning mode, like that's part of why I love the leaderboard challenge, because you are speed building. Like speed building and speed fighting it's so good to do, especially when you do it well. Speed running is the same, being able to do things and just do it well. And people love seeing it, which is good. And I hope DD2 and all its improvements can pull that feeling out of people. I really do.
Well, that, and once you do get started on speedrunning a game, it's insanely addicting. You know, there's no doubt about that. It's you know, it requires doing so many runs, but on the same note, you definitely get that okay, one more try concept or thought process going in your head. You know, it's just so hard to stop.
It's the sense of progression. Like you feel that sense of progression coming down every time you play. You find that tiny little optimization that makes things better, and you want to go back and apply it. And even when things go wrong, that makes for great moments that you could put on YouTube or on a Twitch clip or whatever stuff. And that it's great. But I will say about the leaderboard stuff right now being rewarding, I'm not bothered that there's not any rewards about it. Obviously, in the future, people would prefer there to be rewards rather than not. But just right now, the challenge is good. And as long as there's the challenge, the carrot is really... Like, I suppose I say the carrot is secondary, but the carrot for some people is the challenge, whereas for others it's the reward. And it's finding that balance between them.
Well, I mean, if you look at leaderboards, and, you know, I'd even go as far as to say probably 90% of the games that have leaderboards, the reward is getting your name on the leaderboard.
It is, but there are other people that prefer other more tangible things.
Right. Well, I mean,
I love getting, let's just say, get the name on the leaderboard in terms of speedrunning times, but also like the old Star Fox games where you're aiming for the highest score possible. Like that is just for name on a leaderboard, and that's it. And it's like that, just yes, I am completely for just having my name somewhere going, look what I did, it's recorded somewhere.
Oh yeah.
But I am well aware of the fact that there are other people that are like, I spent 3 hours trying to get this high score, I want some loot to show for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. You know, maybe even some sort of score-based modifier to the RNG of the final box, or I mean, who knows, whatever. Yeah,
no, just something. Or again, goes back to the concept of original unique items that are on a monthly rotation or something, like monthly or grouped by chaos levels. Chaos 1 gets, I don't know, some sort of hat accessory or a title, and it changes for each of the tiers, and it's up to you which tier you want to challenge that particular week. Or month even, sorry.
Right, that's true.
But the rewards don't rotate. The rewards stay permanently. So it's not as if it's something where, oh my god, you can only get this if you played the game during this time. Because as cool as it is having exclusive rewards like that, it can do damage to your game when a person comes in and finds out, oh, because I'm late to the party, I can't get X. Like, having one or two of those items is fine. But for leaderboard stuff, just have the tiered rewards. Just the tier rewards. You do 1, 2, you get a reward. You do 3, 4, you get a reward. You do 5, 6, you get a different one. And then 7, you get whatever. And then, again, it's up to you if you just keep doing it or not, or whatever.
That would be some fun ideas. Sophisticus, I'll check after I stream. I don't really look at Discord when I'm streaming, to be honest. I try to focus on just what's going on here.
What do you mean by impossible loot? mean, what about visual things you could show off on your character for being at the top of the seasonal leaderboard? Like a little crown or something?
Yeah, I mean, something, I think, you know, like Sidewalk just mentioned, leaderboards shouldn't affect, or they shouldn't reward things that affect gameplay. I agree with that. I mean, it should be something that's more
Oh, you know, it should be cosmetic.
of a vanity
it
piece.
should be entirely cosmetic.
Oh, yeah.
Because technically, though, like, you could argue the fact that that doesn't come under play to win or anything like that. And that is, you're playing the game and have earned something. You have earned that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's a large gray area, but yeah, to be safe, you would want to go purely cosmetic, be it a pet reskin, an item reskin, a title, or a unique tower skin, or something. The problem is there's only so many times you could give things like that out. Oh yeah, no, well that's what we're discussing up there. It's, for some people, yes, it is enough. Like for myself, more than happy for it to be just my name on the leaderboard. But for other people, it's not, and it's finding that balance. It's finding the as I said, it's balancing the carrot for all members of your game. It comes back down to the casuals versus the hardcore argument that we used to have a while back.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I would agree there. It's, you know, I mean, I've gone through both aspects of gaming, and you know, like right now, you know, obviously it's a very confusing term, but I kind of like to call myself a hardcore gamer with a casual mindset. Because
it's funny. Yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from on that one.
I mean, I always like to achieve the best things in the game, but now I definitely put the fun factor first. And if I'm not having fun in a game or not enjoying myself, I just don't play it. I log off.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, I put that down to a sign of, like, a sign of getting older, basically. You don't have the time to waste on a bad game.
Right.
Or not even a bad game. You don't have the time to waste on a game you won't enjoy. And that's without putting in the whole streamer and YouTube element to it. That's just general gaming and just getting older. You've got to do... Like, if you could work playing games for a living, then it's not an issue. But if you're doing a 9-to-5 job, you've got to be very precious with your gaming time. Like, it is the most precious commodity that you've got.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it.
I mean, the other thing is, as well, is that you could argue that we need more things for Defender medals. I mean, how many of us are sitting at 12k Defender medals right now with nothing to spend it on? Yeah, you've got the monthly pets and that, but, well, we already got them. I've got all the shards that I could possibly need at the moment. There's no heroes available. I have no need for hero slots. What good are they right now? You know?
I get overly obsessive with my power transfer shards. I just always end up going for more. I blow just entirely too many Defender medals trying to get more power transfer shards nowadays. But part of that comes with just being too lazy to shard swap. You know, I've got...
that's what I've done for this stream. I've shard swapped because I don't have enough. But, you know, that's just...
But, yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, though. Once you get all the pets, you know, it doesn't have as many of the big shinies there staring at you as a goal to shoot for with Defender medals. You know, it would be nice to have more things to purchase.
No, definitely. I mean, Argick could buy his sharpened spikes. I mean, the issue is that right now, obviously, we've got the shard. I could go and purchase the shard packs right now and say, yeah, look at me, I've bought my sharpened spikes. But two reasons why I wouldn't do that. One, I can already do all the content without sharpened spikes. Sharpened spikes is going to make no difference to my build whatsoever. So why waste the Defender medals on it? And two, while purchasing the 5 shard packs is a good idea on paper, personally for me, I'd rather not gamble away the Defender medals on something that I might not get.
Right.
Like, how many Defender medals would I have to spend? I could spend 500 on 1 shard pack and get 4 of them if I was lucky, or I could spend 6,000 Defender medals and still get none. So it's like, that's something I try to avoid doing.
Oh, I can vouch for that.
Gambling away.
I burned an entire pool of Defender medals once 12,000 defender medals, looking for more. I think I was actually looking for more deadly strike shards then. And
Deadly Strike I didn't get until I was actually in Chaos 7, and it dropped from the random shard that dropped alongside Chaos 7, and then I finally got one. Like the shard thing, I loved the idea of it, and then when it came into practice, it utterly shafted me. Like, it utterly screwed me over. But then that only put my determination up to try and progress through the game with these things that everybody's like, yeah, these are mandatory. It's like, no, they're not.
Well, like you said with sharpened spikes, if you got it now, it wouldn't necessarily change your build. You know, like for me,
No,
the big thing with sharpened spikes was kind of easing the pain with dealing with assassins.
That transition, yeah.
But once you get over the hump,
I didn't have that.
You know, once you get over the hump with that, then you know it's not going to change your build. Now I use sharpened spikes right now in my squire walls, but I rarely ever see a time where I actually look and say, "Oh, look, sharpened spikes just went off."
Yeah, it actually stunned it. It's like, oh. But no, I mean, like seeing the conversation going on in chat here, like I am inclined to agree with Sidewalk here, and I think it's just because it's trendy as an indie company, being as small as they are and not having the ability to market things out too much, but being too secretive for this long a period of time ends up doing more damage than good. And I say this as somebody that's been playing the game for about the 3 years that it's been in early access, because every update would come out and we'd expect stuff and we wouldn't get it. When the updates came, it was fantastic. It's just the times between them were just, yeah, the silence was annoying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the good things Lalta, I think, will bring to the table with us, is shooting for a little of that transparency, because he's a big, not that Alandrian and a lot of the other peoples aren't, you know, Lalta's a big gamer as well, and I think he understands. But yeah, I mean, we need some news. So I cannot believe that didn't trigger anyone in chat. I just opened one Chaos 4 shard that we picked up today and ended up getting a defense rate from it.
Hey, no, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not shooting them in the foot or anything. I'm just saying, like, from experience, that it's generating the hype is great, but you need to find that balance. Like, it's good that Trendy are being tight-lipped in the fact that they're not doing what I commonly refer to as pulling a Square Enix, where they announce a game or they announce a tile or an update, and it's like 7 years down the line before the game even comes out. It's like, I was still in high school when Final Fantasy 13 Versus was announced, and then it eventually became Final Fantasy 15, and 10 years later it was finally released. Like, just don't do that. Game companies in general should personally go, we've got a game, we're making it, and when it's about a year out from release, maximum amount of time, a year, say, yo, this is what we're working on, here's the teaser trailers and whatnot. Then at least within a year, you'll have that game out, and the hype will have been building up, but not so much that it gets crushed by it. Like, for little updates for this, little updates like Dungeon Defenders, getting the updates out for them, give us just the little teasers that these are doing, and just have them come out something like every week, or even every 2 weeks. We just have the little update that comes out and says, yo, here's another piece of the puzzle. Like, for the love of God, let's just play catchphrase. You've got a 12 by 12 grid and we remove a square every week. Like, there you go. Just say what you see. It might be right, it might be wrong. Who knows?
That would be awesome. So we'll make this one the last run here.
Yeah, go for it.
And we didn't get this map yet, so.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I think the second map we did.
Oh, okay. How do you want to do this one? Do you want to turtle it? Let this objective fall, or do you want to save it?
It's entirely up to you. What do you want to do?
That doesn't matter to me. I usually end up dropping the objective here just for the chance at more loot.
Do the mid. Yeah, okay, drop it. Let's just drop it then.
Although it's slim. I just know the gold shinies are in there.
I want my shinies. Provide me my shinies. Oh, fudge. I didn't jump.
Hate it when that happens. Who plays Overwatch? I think quite a few people here play Overwatch.
I've yet to try the new Mercy and Junkertown though. I need to jump on and do that later. I need Sidewalk to carry me. Please, Sidewalk Senpai, please carry me.
Sidewalk carries for the win?
Yeah.
See what you got yourself into, Side? That one screenshot of that player of the game, and now we demand it every time. If it didn't have any new heroes, which would you buy? I always recommend the EV2 personally. I think that's a good hero that adds some interesting building plus some strong DPS into the mix.
EV2 is a good hero. I would say if you're trying to progress up the Chaos tiers, you can never go wrong with the Abyss Lord.
The Abyss Lord's pretty helpful. I mean, the stun is just ridiculous.
Yeah, like it is absolutely nuts. You cannot go wrong with him.
Side says you're supposed to be the one that carries him.
Oh man.
Hopefully, hopefully we do get some news soon, though. You know, we got the teaser. It's been over a week since we got the teaser now, so I
mean, yeah, like the teaser idea is great, and it allows everybody to speculate and guess what it could be, which is exactly what we're wanting. Like you want to build up that, you want to build up the well, it's not hype, but you want to build up the interest surrounding the game at this point. So yeah, like it's fine having that, but just keep it coming, keep it going. Little bits here and there, just a little bit more one day, a little bit more the next day. Just go for it, see what comes out. What do we got? We've still got a little bit more.
I think I got a little. I may have got a little spam crazy again over here.
I got a little what?
I got a little crazy with spamming the auras around over on that side.
Oh no, you're all good in there. That's fine. Oh fudge. You got mana?
I don't. I can sell something though.
Nah, it's fine. I'll just build it next round. We'll be fine.
It's like we're pretty sure we're still gonna wreck things here.
Yeah, I mean it's actually I will admit I came into this worried going I've been doing so much leaderboarding I can't actually remember how well my Chaos 7 goes. It's like this is actually went not too badly considering we've been doing split building.
It's so fun though. I mean when the leaderboards first hit, oh, it completely consumed me for about 5 days. You know, it's just it adds a different thought process to the game. You know.
Yep, it's what I've been doing for my weekly streams. Like it's the leaderboards that have brought me back to doing the weekly streams because it's such a different way of playing the game. Oh, what? Dagnabbit.
Crazy.
That's alright, I'll get it. It's all good. They just decided to go down the other side instead
I'm not sure what happened there. Baddies happened.
Kobolds.
The Legion getting feisty.
They decided I don't want to take your crap. Now I'm a very competitive person. Like the competition for me is definitely one of the high points of any game when it comes to it, which is ironic considering in DD2 I normally play solo. It's like, yeah.
I do a lot of DD2 solo, but I do a lot. You know, I just do a lot of DD2. So I mean, I do a little bit of everything.
I will probably aim to try and get some more. Like, the problem I have, and I'm probably like people's worst enemies for DD2 when it comes to this, but I'm not a fan of just giving out free carries. You know, I hate it. I hate the idea of a free carry for people.
Oh yeah.
And it's what's always pushed me away from playing multiplayer, at least in the later sections of the game, because people just expecting free stuff, and it's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, you don't want to base your stream off of that. I mean, I've told some of the new streamers that's coming into the world that are doing all the carries. I've told a few of them, you know, you don't want to base your stream off of that. You want people to come to your stream for your stream, not for the carry. You know, I do public matches every week, but I do them. I do the low chaos tiers. I don't do any chaos 7 carries. I do a lot of chaos 7 streams, but I always do it with someone else that's already in chaos 7. You know.
Exactly, and it's just the game doesn't have the system, or rather, didn't have the systems in place at the time. And I'm doing the whole. They didn't have the systems to prevent people from doing this sort of stuff at the moment, and everybody would just come in and they would be Chaos 1 or whatever, and then it's explaining to them how the system works and how you can't get the free carries like that because the loot doesn't drop for you, and it's just like, no, I'm not streaming that. I'm not streaming that. But then the leaderboards have came along, and it's like, it's just me and the accolades. And I would have reset this map already because I fell down the hole, but it's just stuff like it's stuff like that that makes it more interesting.
Oh, definitely.
But I still get a few people coming in going, it's like, oh yeah, you doing Chaos 7? It's like, can I join? It's like, and what level are you? Oh, I'm Chaos 2. It's like, just play the game. I knew that one was gonna die. Don't worry about it.
Well, that's missing out on the game. I mean, the game is, you know, once you get to Chaos 7 and you're just grinding the same maps over and over again for loot. That's the boring part of the game. The exciting part of the game is getting there, you know? So you definitely don't want to miss that. Uh-oh. Oh, double jump saved. Oh my gosh. I was way down off the ledge there. It's Argick's turn to fall off the ledges. Everybody gives me a hard time because I'm constantly falling off edges.
Oh, well, I've already fell off twice in this map. The difference is they can't see me.
Argick is the cliff jumper this time.
Cliff jumper? No, I'm a diver. I'm taking the dive, mate.
Nah, there's no giveaways today. They're tougher. I usually have giveaways around updates when, you know, new heroes come into play, stuff like that, or with, yeah, usually around updates, you know, when there's a new hero.
Unfortunately, I gave my last away, otherwise I would, but, yeah, it already went out, I'm afraid.
The last giveaway I had actually came from the Legion. Oh,
it came from the Legion.
Oh, Gobu ended up doing well, I did the giveaway, but it was directly from the Legion.
Say, I lost my anti-air up here, didn't I? It certainly looks like
we still have, I think we've got one over there, don't we? Yeah.
I just built one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just built that one, because like, I was fairly sure, like, why did that earth shard go down? It's like, yeah, because there's no anti-air there. It's like, oh, duh.
Oh, and then I used up your earth shatter DU, I think.
Oh, no, I got it back. You're fine.
Sponsored by goblins, indeed. What's going on there, Beastie? Oh man, almost off another ledge. There's only 2 more waves after this one. I can do it. I can make it a whole stream without falling off the ledge, which hasn't happened in a long time.
No, not Sun TM. I hate that term.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Lord of the Rings Online has forever spoiled that term for me.
Oh, there's no doubt.
It's like, when's the new update coming every month on the forums, and the answer was always soon TM. It's like, feck off.
Yep. I think that was the first place I heard it used excessively as well. It's a fun game.
And I went back to Lord of the Rings Online recently just to look and see what happened. That game has not aged well.
Oh really?
It does not look like it's not WoW level of bad. But it's still just, it looks bad. It's like, oh, please no. But then it's the combat as well. Like, the combat is so slow. Like, I got spoiled by games like WildStar with their action MMO style. My God, that was glorious.
Yeah.
Guild Wars and WildStar, and they were nuts.
I was actually kind of surprised WildStar didn't end up taking off a little bit more. I thought it was going to do better.
I was very disappointed that WildStar didn't take off, because it was the first MMO I decided to play a healer in, because the healer was a DPS healer hybrid who had to be in melee range. I'm like, this sounds so stupid, let's play it. and that was it. But it was great, but they killed themselves in the foot. They went way too over the top with like, I don't know, do you know the process you needed to do to raid in WildStar?
Yeah.
That is just nuts.
Yeah.
A 13-step combo that basically required you to do every single piece of content before the raid.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
The game dead. Because the problem was, you got a group of 20 people ready to do that, and then inevitably somebody would leave your guild, and you'd have to get another person to do the same. And the guild that I was in ended up just fighting the roster boss, as we called it, because every time we got somebody ready to raid, they would stop playing, or they would go to a different guild, and eventually we just had enough.
Yep.
Of course, we were playing on the PvP server at the same time, so of course we had areas where player killing was rampant as well. Which was fair enough, it was great fun. And then I think one of the worst decisions they ever made in regards to WildStar was actually killing off the PvP servers. Like, they just, that's it, they moved everybody over to PvE, and that was the end of the game.
Yeah.
Also,
That'd definitely do it.
40-man raids.
I tell you,
20-man and 40-man raids.
I played that warrior healer in Warhammer Online and just had an absolute blast with it.
I'm trying to think what it was that I played. It was like, it wasn't a blood mage, but it was close. Disciple of Khan, was it? Cain? Disciple of Cain?
I don't even remember. Beastie might know.
Hold on. Warhammer Online.
What was it? I can't remember what it was called. I think it was just called Warrior Priest, wasn't it?
No, I'm fairly sure it was the Disciple of Cain or something. It was Disciple of Cain.
Oh. Been too many years.
I mean, like, I started my MMO career in EVE Online, aka Space Sim Second Life.
Oh yeah.
It is such a great game to play, but to read about, but to play, oh god.
I think quite a few people started with EVE Online. I started off with Ultima Online, I believe, was my first one.
Ultima. I missed Ultima, unfortunately. I'm a youngin in that regard. Oh yeah, no, EVE Online seemed, yes, like the latest scam or scandal in EVE Online. Holy crap. Like, I've never seen a game that is more interesting to read about than play. But there you go. That's EVE Online for you.
That about sums it up.
But yeah, it's like, I think my MMO career went EVE Online, then Lord of the Rings Online, where I bought its lifetime sub. Then I jumped to Age of Conan for a bit with its Bear Shaman. Then I had Warhammer, which was the Disciple of Cain. I've got a Guardian in, a Jedi Guardian in Star Wars The Old Republic. A Guardian in Guild Wars 2. What else do I have? I've got a Warlock in Destiny. I'm trying to think, which other MMOs are that I played? Like, I basically kind of just jumped through them. I got the Medic in WildStar. Can't really think of any other ones off the top of my head right now.
I tell you, I played every one of those that you mentioned as well. The thing, I still swear by it with Star Wars The Old Republic. If someone was to go into that game right now and look at it as just a single-player, story-driven RPG, that's like the best game ever. I mean, they
Oh
did their
yes, no,
story
definitely.
so right. I mean, it's just,
Oh yeah, they
it
did.
kept you completely immersed the entire time, and then, you know, being able to go from, you know, Jedi to, you know, whatever you want, whatever hero you wanted to play, and having an entirely different storyline.
Yeah.
So awesome.
For me, it was the different PvP modes. Like Hotball was the
It
greatest
was a
thing in the
lot,
world
a
to
lot of
me.
fun.
But
Definitely.
it, like and then the fact as well is that you had that balance between classes. Like I went a Guardian just simply because of the ability to leap and push everywhere. There was nothing more satisfying than carrying the hot ball, leaping to somebody, and then pushing them up to their goal line and jumping to them again.
It
Or
was.
even better, jumping to a teammate who's camping at the other side of the map. It's like it's so good and so well done. But then, yeah, like they put their focus onto the single player mode, which was fair enough. More power to them. But for me at that point, I kind of stopped playing.
Yeah.
But
With me,
I
it
could
was,
definitely go back to it.
you know, I was playing, what happened right around that time that that game launched? There was, I think there was a World of Warcraft expansion, and my son was really, really heavy into World of Warcraft and wanted me to play it with him, so I ended up stopping playing that game. Before, you know, when I stopped playing it, the PvP was still a blast, but you know, you wanted to just wanted to play something with the kids, so I ended up playing, going back to whatever World of Warcraft expansion that was at the time, and playing through that with the brat.
Yeah. No, I'll admit I've never actually played World of Warcraft. My World of Warcraft fix was Lord of the Rings Online for me.
Oh yeah.
But then the other most recent ones I jumped into, I did Argick for a bit, which was disappointing, unfortunately. Terra, because of its flying abilities, was absolutely immense. Skyforge came out, and then I don't know what happened to that. I think I got to level 20 on it and then just gave up. I'm currently playing through Final Fantasy 14 is my recent one. I'm trying to level up the character, but yeah, I started that 2 months ago, played it for about a month, and then, well, all the other stuff came out, and I haven't played it since. It's like, god damn it.
I was a
But
big,
yeah, like basically,
I was a big Dark Age of Camelot fan back in the day, and I've been
oh,
really,
see, again, I missed that.
I've been
I
really
missed
paying
that. That annoys
attention
me.
to Camelot Unchained, which is hopefully going to release at some
I
point.
thought it already did.
No,
Or was it
it's
already
not
beta?
even in alpha or beta yet.
Oh wow, right, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's
Well,
I'm excited about that one though. It brings a lot of the things that Warhammer Online tried to bring to the table, but like Warhammer Online, they jinx themselves by asking these large guilds to switch servers and switch factions, and it created nothing but imbalanced servers across the board. So it took imbalanced servers and created more imbalanced servers. And
right.
but yeah, I'm excited about Camelot Unchained. I'm stoked to see what it has to offer. Hopefully, you know, hopefully it's got the same feel as Dark Age of Camelot. We'll find out.
Yeah, the one that I've got right now, and this was like 2 years ago when I started it. Well, kickstarted it. It's Crowfall.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could be really interesting, but I've gotta wait and see what happens when it comes out. Like, there's been a lot of MMOs between the golden heyday, which is that kind of World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2 / kind of Lord of the Rings Online time, because like you had things like Blade and Soul and Master Cross Master and all those kind of games that kind of tried to come out and take the top spot, but then just chat bots and gold sellers galore and just completely never got to go anywhere, which is disappointing. But yeah, I missed out on like Ultima and whatnot, which is a shame. I even missed out on Diablo 2. But yeah, they're saying Skyforge and that, like, definitely with Skyforge is that the fact that everything is time gated. You can't progress because you've reached your daily experience stat gap. You're like, wait,
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Like, I'm capped out already? God damn it.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
But anyway, thank you very much for joining me today, and thanks for everybody
thank
that
you.
came out to watch us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you all for having me. It's been great fun, actually, playing multiplayer in Dungeon Defenders.
This a lot of people don't realize, because we've both been playing the game for quite a while, is that this is actually the first time Argick and I have ever played together.
Yep.
First time ever. So we'll definitely have to do it again in the future sometime.
Yeah, just jump in at some point if we catch you. Yeah, stream's over. It's almost midnight for me.
Yeah, it's getting.
I'm gonna have to head to bed soon. I'm up early in the morning. I have the wonderful fortune of going to a local convention and meeting Troy Baker.
Oh.
Yes, Troy Baker, Johnny Young Bosch. For those that aren't aware, he was the original Black Power Ranger, and he has also done a number of different gaming and anime voiceovers. So I'm going to meet those two, and I'm also going to meet another guy as well. Let me find his name. I'm so bad that I can't remember him.
You know, one of the big selling points for, you know, I lived in Vegas for the last bazillion years, and the wife and I wanted to get out of Nevada and move somewhere else, you know, and one of the big selling points to move up here to the Pacific Northwest was the PAX convention in Seattle. And, you know, of course, you know, I mean, we all have our priorities, you know, you know, my wife was looking at things like crime rate and city populations and everything else, and I was looking at drive time to PAX.
No, definitely. I mean, I'm really happy because Scotland and the UK in general over here, like we're too posh and privy to all this nerd stuff. We're very slow at adapting and accepting nerd culture, so we're only finally starting to get events like this. And Glasgow is basically the nerd central of Scotland, so we get this event once a year, and this year they've went out of their way to get a lot of guests for us. Like they've got the voice actress that does Eren in Attack on Titan.
Oh dang!
They have got they've got Veronica Taylor, who does Ash in Pokemon. Like they have went all out for us this year. It's just nuts. So like I'm just gonna fanboy. It's like
that'll
one
be a lot
day
of fun.
I want to get over to PAX. I want to get over to want to go over to PAX, want to get over to San Diego Comic-Con and whatnot. I did get to do Summer Games Done Quick, but it's getting back there. It's getting back there. But yeah, like Troy Baker has done, he's done everything.
Oh,
like,
he's done a lot of stuff. Oh yeah.
He does God knows what. Like I'm going to see him for his role as Snow in Final Fantasy 13. But he also did Delsin in Infamous, and as Lotus in there, he's done Deadeye and Wildstar, Booker in Bioshock,
Yep.
Drake in Uncharted. Like the man is a living legend.
No doubt about it. That will be Joel in The Last of Us. Yeah, he's got a long list. There's no doubt.
He does. But yeah, I get to go meet him
Well,
tomorrow,
yeah, that's
so
going to be
like,
awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'm very envious. That will be a good time for sure.
But no, once again, thank you for having me. And thank you, stream people, for being here. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure indeed. But yeah, anyway, thanks again, everybody. And be back next Friday. I'm really hoping, actually, that next Friday we have some update news and can actually do like an update roundtable talking about it afterwards. But of course, Lalta has yet to spill the beans. So I'm going to stand here and try to catch as many beans as I can if he ever does decide to start spilling, that's for sure. But thank you very much to everyone that came out, and thanks to Argick. If you haven't already, get on over there and follow him. He does lots of cool stuff, and just entertaining altogether. So you will definitely be missing out if you don't go check out some Argick streams, that's for sure. Oh, awesome, Lalta. Glad to hear. But I'll talk to you about that later, Lalta. I know you're in the process of moving, which is always a pain in the butt. But anyway, thanks a ton, everybody, and we will see you next time around.